absolutely horrific and disgusting, beyond comprehension. So we're going to stop sharing that horrible, horrible thing. We're going to bring on our friend Dash and Q. We're going to balance out this screen here. Let's see here. Okay, new layout. Press Shift 5. All right, I'll press Shift 5 if you want me to. What's going on?
Dude, I'm trying to figure out StreamYard myself. I've been here.
There we go. There we go. I think that was for a data shared. How you doing, brother?
I'm great. I'm great. I actually just came off a doozy of a dash.
Yeah, man. So luckily we don't penalize you for being late here on the Full Dash Closure audiobook and podcast. Well, we were talking about fraud and risk, and so your day explains fraud and risk. Why don't you introduce yourself to the people and tell them what you've been doing today, including kind of like we spent a couple hours this morning together. So why don't you just talk for a while? I'm going to listen.
How you guys doing? My name is DashinQ, Diamond King, whatever you want to call me. But I'm pretty much I'm just like you. I'm a an individual who care about his community. I just care about how I'm treated and how I'm done, and as I do into others, I feel like I still believe that. I still have a belief that you're to do unto others as you want to be done. So I keep that same philosophy. I don't change it, and it damn sure be tested in this gig economy. So that's a little bit about who I am. I'm from Chicago originally.
So what happened on your dash today that delayed you? What was going on today?
Man, let me tell you, I just purchased this little vehicle, right, to dash, and it was a nice little vehicle that I can. It was actually from an older lady. I caught it just on the fly, and so I bought it. I bought it, not really checking everything over. The cigarette lighter is there, so my phone ended up dying. So I'm on an order. I'm in the middle of an order, like my last order I was gonna do before I came home, and the phone dies. Like
we all been there, brother. That's the beauty of talking to other gig workers. That we all been there, like in the middle of business, our freaking phone dies, or the charger dies, or the cord breaks, or whatever, and you're just hosed.
But I tried to avoid it. I went to one of the hobby stores and I bought a charger pack. So I'm thinking like I avoid it at least till like 1 o'clock or 2 I'm done dashing my morning dash. And no, it died. They sent me 2 orders. So I pick up the first one from Chipotle and I'm on my way to Pizza Hut and it dies. So I can't even show the counter person the name. I don't even know the name because it was some outrageous, preposterous name like you can't pronounce. So I don't even know the name. So now I'm stuck. I got this other order in there, and I'm freaking out. I'm running, trying to figure out where's the plug so I can plug up this phone and get this order and deliver it to the customer. Well, none of these locations have access to plugs because I guess homeless people it don't look good for business. So they don't want them around. So they don't keep those plugs. So, most homeless people on the go, they want to plug up their phone. They don't want them around. So I got to find a plug to plug this phone up. And it takes me like 10, 15 minutes.
So isn't that interesting? Because I've experienced the same thing. I mean, look at me. I'm kind of a scruffy old ugly guy, right? And, you're a handsome guy, but you also happen to be a shade that sometimes isn't favored in the United States. I've experienced the same thing of like these people are like, we don't really allow homeless dudes in here. And he's like, yeah, I'm picking up food, but thanks for saying hi.
Right. Right. Exactly. Look. Off the back, I don't care where you go. Like if I go into a restaurant knowing I'm dashing, like they're gonna automatically assume that I'm something that I'm not because I'm not. I'm when I'm dashing, I love to feel comfortable. So it's not like that I'm dashing and I look the best or greatest, like flat. Like no, I'm going out. I'm just dashing with my sweats on. And they really probably be thinking like, "Oh, this guy is homeless." What?
Yeah. I mean, only Zach drives money plans. Zach drives money trains on gig workers with payday loans, wears a tuxedo when he drives. Only Zach drives money plan trains on gig workers with payday loans, dresses like that. But Zach drives money plan trains on gig workers with payday loans because he's a piece of shit. So we don't wear the gig tux like Zach. I like payday loans. Have I mentioned that to you, DashinQ? I'm a big payday loan fan.
Oh, you're a fan of them, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're great. They're great. Well, this is. I mean, look. If you don't have a payday loan, how do you make a gig worker homeless? You got to have a payday loan to just really fuck them the rest of the way. Right up the fucking ass, right? You got to get them good. You got to get them with the payday loan. That shit makes me fucking furious, man. I mean, look, somebody came in the chat before you got here and said, talked about the Jewish banking controversy. So guess who's a Jew and ain't in on the banking controversy?
Oh, Lord.
That would be me. I'm like, hey, where's my check, brother? Where's my check? If we got the banking controversy, I want mine.
Man, for real. Like they say, I'm getting credit for something that I'm not.
So one of the things I really appreciate about you, like you've been really straight. I loved your interview with Robert Reese, and everybody should go back and watch that interview on Hot Facts with Robert Reese at DashinQ, because I'm not going to cover that same stuff because DashinQ and Robert already did that very well, and I want DashinQ to talk to you about some new stuff. But you should go back and watch that, because one of the things that DashinQ talked about, I want him to expand on that a little bit, is the struggle of being a Black man in gig work, the challenge of being accepted as a worker when people don't see you in some kind of a uniform or in some kind of way that they expect you, and also, the fact that you left. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you left a neighborhood and a lifestyle where you made a choice. You could have gone one of two ways. You could have gone maybe a way that would have put you behind bars for a good part of your life, or you could have gone a different way, and you made a choice.
Yeah, it's close, like about a hair of my chin. Like, and yeah, it's definitely like it's a challenge with this. You don't like to think about it that way, but going into this thing, I had no idea, but literally, you go into establishments, people looking at you like, what are you doing? And who are you? But we all get that as dashes. Like they neglect us. So I take that with a grain of salt. As far as yeah, I get it all the time. I'm on YouTube and I'm doing this vlogging thing as I'm dashing. You know how many people come in there and just so judgmental and say, oh, you see, oh, you're a thug.
Yeah,
you doing this because I'm DoorDashing, dude? Does that make you feel threatened by me because I DoorDash? Or why do you insinuate that because a Black guy is DoorDashing that he's a thug? Or why even comment like that?
No, that would be the opposite. This is one of the things I said in my book. Like, there's a whole lot of horseshit going on here. The way that dashers are painted in society is as some kind of lower caste, lower level thing. But the absolute fact is, you are not an independent contractor, but what you are is a driven person, right? We're not independent. We're getting fucked, but we're driven. Right. We're out there working. We're using our own assets. We are desperate to feed our families and be successful and not be dependent on somebody. And they want to hold that against us because we're a lower class. We're just not as cool as we got to deliver their Happy Meals. So they're just fucking above us, like Zach drives money plans and money trains on poor people with payday loans, right? They lose their humanity. They're just pieces of shit. They don't give a fuck.
Not at all. That's 1,000% true. Like, man, I was saying that, man, we're at the bottom of the pyramid here. Like, the customer in their ass, like they said, they always correct. But then look, DoorDash, it's 85% us. Because if we don't deliver the food, guess what? They ass ain't in business at all. What you gonna use, robots? Well, they tried that in Cali. They tried that in Wisconsin. Guess what people was doing? Robbing the motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's a fact. Now there's a transition. I mean, it's kind of scary, right? Because they got robot police dogs and shit too. Like, they're gonna have a robot delivery machine with an armed robot police dog chasing after it. They're gonna fire on your ass if you touch their robot. Like, these days could be coming. Because here's the thing, and we know this, and we're gonna talk about this, is that if you do something like Top Dasher, and I know you were talking about Top Dasher this morning, if you do that, there is going to come a time where Top Dasher wears you out, right? Okay, because you're playing their game with the Top Dasher. And can you tell us what market you're in? What city, whatever you feel comfortable sharing. Where are you?
I'm in Minnesota. But I've tested, like I've been in like the city setting, but I want to go farther than that because I've been in a small town too where it's slower. So I have people all the time I hear be like, "Oh, we can't make money in a small town." Where I'd be like, "As long as it's a hot spot, I can make money. I'm for sure. As long as they got a hot spot there, multiple, at least one or two, I can make some money there." So
I found the same thing. I found the same thing in that. And let's see. I want to say your real name, Quentin. May I call you Quentin?
yeah.
All right, thank you. I saw the same thing, Quentin, because I hated driving in the big city. There's no parking and there's too much traffic. So I would spend and it's okay to step away. I would spend a lot of my time in small to mid-sized towns, maybe 50,000 or less, because it was concentrated. The restaurants were in a couple different places. It was concentrated. I can control the traffic. I control the mileage. I control everything. And so I found the same thing as you, that dashing in the big city for me is something I didn't want to do. Too much danger, too many car accidents, too little parking, all that stuff. So I think people have to play with that. But again, the model, the business model of the gig economy is set up for a very few winners and mostly losers. And so anytime, just like playing slots, because like what Steve Askin 13, who once called himself Dad Dash before I became Dad Dash, because I'm Dad Dash, the person who does that, he has a channel called Asking for Slots, because he loves slots. Anyway, so he goes to Vegas and he plays those slots over and over and over. He pulls the handle, plays the slots. And so that's the kind of gambling advice. That's a kind of a bad gambling advice that Steve Askin 13 gives. That's what mostly comes from people that broadcast about the gig economy, is advice on how to gamble and lose, because he loses money. The guy shows on his videos how to lose $1,000, which is super fun. Who wouldn't have a good time pulling handles on a machine and losing $500 at a time with their wife? I mean, you got to go out and really celebrate after you lost $500, I'm guessing. But anyway, so I found the same thing as you, that it's very dependent on a lot of things, but that just goes back to speak to the fact that all of the risk is on us. Anything that goes wrong is on you, man. If the restaurant's if the restaurant milkshake maker's down, guess who's not selling milkshakes? You. Right? And how many times, raise your hand if the McDonald's milkshake fucking machine was broken when you went to McDonald's, because it happened 1,000 fucking times for me. Yeah. And it fucks up the order every time.
You right? There, so I told myself, I got to the point where I stopped even taking McDonald's orders.
There was one of three McDonald's. There's three McDonald's in Bloomington, Indiana, where I lived and dashed most recently. And there was one I wouldn't go to anymore. I would go to two, and the other one I wouldn't even fucking go to, because every time I went there, it was an absolute nightmare. Absolute total nightmare. and I mean, we all have things, right? Because even the franchises, it depends on who's managing it. They're owned by local franchisees. So there's well-run McDonald's, and there's McDonald's that have like a trash moat around them. Nobody even picks up the trash anymore. Like you're walking over garbage to go to McDonald's. Is that in your area, sir? You walk over garbage?
Them damn orders gonna get frost from sitting there so long.
Right. So tell us, okay, so there's been a big controversy in this community before you kind of made your appearance. Now DashinQ 23, if we want to be very literal, is his channel, is here. We had this big thing called Glitchgate, which is kind of the message to the world that DoorDash is a rigged game and a scam. Because what we had gangs of people using multiple phones, using AdSense, using Pedro, using Zach's money plan, Strives Fast, using all these things to collaborate together and rig the system with both glitches and with multiple phones. So somebody going out like you and playing straight top dasher, they cheating you, man. They cheat, and they're stealing your Cheetos. They're cheating against you, and they're doing that today, right now. So when you're out there doing that, and so you were making some statements like, hey, I got this up to top dasher and it's working out for me right now. Remember, DoorDash also programs in a little grace period. They're going to give you a little extra success while they want you to be extra successful. They may even know, sir, that you're on the YouTubes today, and they may go, that DashinQ 23 is a pretty handsome cat. Let's make him a little extra successful. Now, that wouldn't be bad for you, but it might be bad for your fellow man, right?
Right. Now, I definitely, I agree. I know, and the whole thing about it is, you know, I say this constantly. I say, look, I tell people, I know what works for me is fine, but then again, they have it set up and rigged differently in every market you go to. You just have to figure out the nuances. Like, I know it's not in our favor. I say that. I say, but we can have this sense of illusion is in our favor to make the money, but you're gonna have to put some time into it. Period. Like that's what it's gonna require.
Okay.
Overall.
And you're right there, but keep in mind that the Top Dasher program doesn't really exist. It's just a scam. The Top Dasher program is purely exists to convince you, to coerce you to take orders that you wouldn't take otherwise. Now, so I'll give you a caveat though. Okay. If you could stay Top Dasher, like let's say if you used a glitch and you could stay Top Dasher forever without losing money, that would be fine. But see, the point of Top Dasher, the only reason that they would give you an imaginary status, because remember, there's no real Top Dasher orders or regular orders. There's just orders.
Right.
And then they give them to you and go, well, I'm going to give you this peanut because you're a Top Dasher. And then the next day they go, I'm going to give you this peanut because you're not a Top Dasher. And then the next day go, I'm going to give you this peanut because you're a Top Dasher. And you go like, well, that's great, man. Until you realize that they're going to give you the same peanut either way.
Well, I've seen, because I got it in I got my Top Dasher in another mark, but what I've seen is I would say I can't even cap. I've seen a huge dramatic difference. I had it a month and I haven't here in this market. In a month I've had it compared to this month, tremendously different. Like honestly, so I don't know if it's the tier programs, the different, but now they're regulating to the point where if you got a fucking low AR, you're gonna get you're not gonna enjoy your dash. Well, you ain't gonna enjoy it anyway. Like you can enjoy it now. You can have a bad dash day over that and as a Top Dasher. That we knew that. We knew that no matter if you had the Top Dasher status, your ass was gonna get bad orders regardless. You know, this is part of the algorithm. But the frequency I receive orders when I have a lower AR, whew, I'm giving very transparent in all my videos. So what's going on with me? People gonna know. I'm gonna spill it out. So I'm gonna let them know. Like damn, they
let's talk about that. So because you are a broadcaster, because you are right here, right now in this real world, DoorDash knows that. Okay.
Oh fuck.
And so they are giving you, Quentin Williford. I'm sorry, Quentin Williford. They're giving you an experience that they want you to share with the world because you are DashinQ 23. So we can watch the show, right? This is a reality show that we're on. We can watch the reality show, but we got to know the producer is who? DoorDash. DoorDash is giving you the story. DoorDash is giving me the story. So you can come out here and you can say, I am a market of one, which you have, and that's true. We are all markets of one playing AI. And in my market of one,
we're working.
But see, this is more than just you being Quentin Williford. This is you being Quentin Williford and DashinQ 23. See, so if I want results in Minnesota like Quentin Williford, DashinQ 23, then I got to do everything you do, which means I got to have a YouTube channel. I got to be your type of person. I got to speak like you do, because you are getting specific results because of who you are. Now, if I take any part of that out, if I take out how handsome you are, if I make you an old white guy like me, if I make you a woman, everything I do to change you is going to change your results because DoorDash is playing you. They want another successful black man. They'd love for that to be you. Now they want you to turn into a Zach's Money Plans and sell payday loans someday too. They'll come to you. If you're good enough, they're going to come to you with a chance to sell your people out, just like they did with Megan Risman.
They do that in every form of fashion and walk.
That's right. So they play in you, brother. So play them back, man. I'm giving you the thumbs up. I love your work, man. Play them back for all your work, but don't believe anything that they're doing to you, because every time they give you success, it's because they want something from you, sir.
Right.
You.
My thing is, the whole reason why I started this was just vlog to share my experience with people. But now I feel like it's become like, all right, we're not being heard. We're gonna be heard as a people. I said, man, look, people was fearing that, if we do some type of union, we become employees. I said, what the fuck are we right now? We get basically like how they got it and rigged and regulated. We are.
We are, but except the fact that they created this Now, isn't this interesting? When they created this gig economy, they made all these terms and conditions that said you may not have a union. They don't have the right. They can't tell us we can't have a union. Like they put shit in terms and conditions. They like could have also told us like you can't have the moon in your backyard. Like okay,
Right.
but like I ain't gonna have the moon in my backyard.
And it's no
they're
such
playing
thing.
us.
You can't. Right, for real. That's a total, because you know what they plan to do. That's why they got caught stealing tips and shit, because you know it was unregulated. Nobody ever done it before, so they can do anything.
There are no rules. You know? There are no rules, which means again, like so Pedro Poopy Pants Glitch Dash DoorDash Depends Santiago used to run around, and he still does, bragging to everybody, well, I'm not a DoorDash employee. First of all, if he signed a non-disclosure agreement with DoorDash, he would have to tell you he's not a DoorDash employee, even if he was. So like, what are you gonna do? You watch the magician pull the rabbit out of the hat and go like, I'm not a magician. Like, of course he's a fucking magician. He's Pedro. Right? If you go in your bathroom, this is a trick, DashinQ. I don't know if you know this. It's a little creepy, but it's going to be Halloween soon. If you go in your bathroom and you say Pedro with the lights off 3 times, he'll appear in your mirror and he'll go, "You will not talk about me. I am Pedro." That's what he'll do.
You know what's crazy about that is, it's like I only seen I don't know much of him as from afar, but because that's how I've been. And so I've been checking out everybody's content as well, but I've periodically stopped in. But I've been getting everybody been saying stuff like that, you know. But I don't let nobody. I really observe a person, and he gonna show me who he are himself. You know, I don't want to be the one. I don't even know him. As far as I've seen a few of his videos, and I mean, I kind of like the guy. I just don't know. I don't know about him per se. Like, but
well, see, this is the thing, though. It's like, okay, so I do think you're very likable, at least to me. You're my kind of guy, like that I could watch, talk, and I could chat with, and whatever else, and you know, I mean, we get on fine. Now, everybody that ever broadcasts to you, whether on TV or something else, wants to come up off as an appealing person that you'd want to watch, or they wouldn't be on the broadcasting tubes coming off as a person you want to watch, right? They'd play the evil character and they'd disappear very quickly. But see, you got to look at the motivations, because it says Pedro sells payday loans, right? Zach sells payday loans. Kim sells payday loans. So when you look at the motivations of scumbags selling dog shit to the people, you don't have to look any further, because if they're willing to sell out their own people, now Pedro's also one of the many liars of Glitch Dash, right? So Pedro didn't tell the people how he was really making money. Pedro didn't tell people. Go ahead.
So he took the cheese, the bait, huh?
Oh, Pedro take all the cheese. Pedro is the cheese. So Pedro takes all the cheese. Now, Pedro got demonetized, brother. Pedro got demonetized. This is Pedro Day 2023, because tomorrow Pedro finds out if he gets remonetized for stealing people. He was stealing people's content and making hundreds of thousands of dollars stealing people's content and reusing it without permission. So Pedro got fully demonetized on his big channel here. So Pedro speaks for himself in terms of his fraud. So does Zach. So do all the others of their ilk. Steve Johnson of the Hide Share Hodio, all those kind of things. But see, they're going to come to you, or they used to come to people like you when you were new in the space, and they put pressure on you. You got to come on our show. You got to be our friend. You can't talk bad about anybody. You can't talk the truth about anybody, right? You can't say what you want to say. You got to be part of the club. Yeah, go ahead.
Blizzard funny. He said, we'll need a union. We need to close the border.
Pedro?
He cold.
Pedro did?
No, that's what OZ said. Was it Blizzard?
Blizzard? We don't need a union. Blizzard. That's fucking stupid, man. Borders are there for the oligarchs, man. Those guys go anywhere they want. They just don't want us to be able to leave or get in. Those borders are there to trap you in, not to keep other people out. You trapped in. Yeah. Nobody wants you. Nobody wants me.
Keep you a part of this American dream.
Yeah, this American dream where you can't leave. I love the leave. We got a border. You can't leave. It's the American dream. You can't leave. Nobody wants you anymore. Even Mexico don't want you.
Only freedom we will ever have is some type of financial freedom, and that's the other than that is really no such thing. It's an illusion of freedom, but we're all under a control. The United States is a corporation. It is an entity. It is a business.
And the financial freedom's an illusion too, because they own the money supply, right? They're playing keep away. They're playing keep away.
Yeah.
Money supply is all in the market. They ain't giving it to us. We got the
See,
Cheetos.
you went there, it get even deeper once you go down the rabbit hole, because everything is becoming digital now. So they definitely regulate the money. If they cut off the internet switch, if they cut off the power grid, then you definitely fucked if you ain't collected any resources.
Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about who can turn who off. So one of the things about the gig economy, right, is that anytime they want, they can decapitate us, right? They can deplatform us. They can, that's fine, brother. I got you on mute for a minute. They can cut us off. And the big problem with that gig economy is that they can cut us off at will with any reason or no reason, and they can do it with AI. And that doesn't, and there's not humans behind the scenes looking at why you got deactivated, why you got deplatformed, why you got decapitated, why you're now going to lose your car or your house, or not be able to buy groceries, or not be able to buy enough gas to get home. There's nobody looking at that. That's done by AI. And so, there's been many broadcasts over time where gig workers put up like, is this the end of gig work? Is this the end of DoorDash? Are they mass deactivating us? I don't know, maybe not, but they certainly can anytime they want, can't they? They certainly can. Anytime they want, they decide this DashinQ this guy just talks a little bit too much in a way we don't like. Like, how do we get rid of this guy? They can just decapitate you, man. They'll just deplatform you. They just turn you off. And they say, well, you have a customer complaint. And you go, which customer? They go, we can't tell you that. And that's no shit. I mean, for anybody that's not big in the gig economy, this is a fact, right? They will, if you get a 1-star rating and a complaint, they will not tell you who did that, right? And so if you did 20 orders today and you got a 1-star and a complaint that somebody says that you violated terms of the agreement, they won't tell you who that is. You got to play a guessing game. You got to play your own fucking guessing game to guess which one might have gone that wrong. And so
it could have been them.
Yeah, could have been. Dude, I did 5,521 deliveries and I never did a contract violation. It weren't me. When people stole the food, they stole the food. I didn't lose no food. No food. It just doesn't happen. And so, but this is all punitive on the gig worker, right? We don't have any rights. Why are unions there when there were unions? Well, because that way they couldn't just walk in on the day you're working before you go home and go, hey, don't come back tomorrow, motherfucker. We don't want you anymore. They can't do that if you have a little bit of protection. We have zero protection.
None. That's why I said, some people don't understand what a union represents. It's really the people who's fucking grinding and working. That's pretty much what it is. It's like, so nobody won't do you any type of way. You are working, like whether you believe it or not. Yeah, you're an independent contractor, but look, the way DoorDash and these apps regulate it now, it's working. You get a W-2 anyway, right?
But look, so there's no difference, man. See, people want to play like those are governmental papers. When you get up in the morning, if nobody told you, you wouldn't know which governmental regulation you were working under. This is more to fleece us. They told you a whole bunch of propaganda told you W-2 is a bad thing. Go to the gig economy. Why do you think they told you that? Because it's fucking good for you? No! Right. For fuck's sake, they told you that because they're going to enslave you with it. Why did they take away all your employee rights? To do you a fucking favor? To let you drive your own car? Sure, that's why they did it, because they know you like your own music. They just want to be nice to you, those corporations. I mean, look, when you say it that way, it's a joke, right? All we can do, brother, is laugh.
For real.
All we can do is laugh.
It's like, and my thing is, you know what? You can do something about it. And the one thing you can do is, look, I can't win that fucking game, but I can learn how to play ball with you. And that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm going to try. Look, no matter what, I don't care what nobody. I'm gonna learn how to play ball with their ass. Look, and I say play ball with them. Not saying I'm gonna win the game, but all I need to do is play ball with them.
Right, and all you got to do is play you. Right, all you got to do is play you. Don't worry about any of their programs. Don't worry about any stuff up. Just use them way better than they're using you, and you got the intelligence to do that.
Know why you in this shit. Get what you can and use it as a stepping stool to do something greater.
But you have to recognize, and this is where I first broke with the Pedros and the Zachs and the Kims of the world. It wasn't about Glitchgate or the fact that they were scam artists lying to you about how they did what they did, which they all were. These are all liars who lied to you and were cheating the game for years while telling us they weren't, right? So these are not credible people. But the reason they could do that, the reason they could fleece you is that the rest of us didn't collectively know we were being gamed. And so we were trying to play by rules. We were trying to be a top dasher when they told us top dasher would help us. But it wouldn't, right? But top dasher for most people.
And see, now that you say that, that's crazy because all that time they wasn't on to it. DoorDash was not onto it, and they was damn.
Well, I think DoorDash was onto it, but you got to realize. So this is kind of one of those things, and this is why I was so interested to talk to you when we've never talked before. Is that it can just be kind of this free ranging conversation about what's really going on here, right? Like, just what are we doing? Because here's the thing: DoorDash depended upon the fact that people didn't know they were in a fake market. They didn't know when they go out there that DoorDash controls how many drivers are on the road. DoorDash controls how many orders go out. DoorDash controls everything. DoorDash sets a target amount, my brother, that you are going to make today, whether you're top dasher or not. And so if you're top dasher, not top dasher, anything else, you're going to make a certain amount of money because DoorDash says you're going to. Now, DoorDash can also, oh yeah, and they send you to closed restaurants, brother. You went to some closed restaurants this morning. They sent you to closed restaurants on purpose because that's how their system is set up, because they want a human being to go check that closed restaurant. They fleecing you, brother. They fucking you. So you're getting top dash to closed restaurants. How top are you? Are you at the top of the bottom or what?
I experienced like the other day. I went to Walgreens and they processed the order. But I'm like, how the hell y'all process the order but the store, the pharmacy closed? Like,
that's right. You know? That's right. They send you to pharmacies that aren't open yet. They did that to me in Bloomington all the time. They said every time they send me to freaking Napa Auto Parts at 7:30 in the morning. I knock on the door and the guys are like, "We're not open till 8." And I'm like, "Well, can you give me the thing?" They're like, "No." I'm like, "Well, fuck this. What the heck? But DoorDash doesn't know what time their fucking vendors open? Are you shitting me?" It's fucking logistics company. It's a logistics company, brother. They don't know what time the fucking doors open.
That is finesse. That's a super. They do that too with the peak pay. They finesse you and bring you out with the peak pay. They put this fruit over your head like, oh, we got this offer $1 out. Come out and look, bring all the drivers out and then dry the map up.
Yep. And so they're using you right now, DashinQ. They're using you as a new marketing tool to fleece people into being a top dasher like you're doing. So I'm not telling you don't do it and don't talk about it, but when you do, remind everybody it's a scam and that you might just be winning today, but you're going to lose tomorrow. Now, see, that's playing their game. You're playing 3-card monte, right? They're cheating. And so as long as you know they're cheating and you know how to beat their cheat, go play every once in a while. But don't tell your friends and your mom to go play the 3-card monte guy on the street because they're going to leave without their pants, right?
Right. I'm really, you know what I'm doing is I've done research on this. I'm still doing my research, and what I'm doing is I'm testing it for myself. I've heard everybody say this. I've watched countless of videos of everybody give their perspective on it.
Here's what they really use the glitch for. The glitch isn't necessarily going to make you more or less money. What the glitch allowed people to do was present false opportunity. It allowed people like Pedro and Nugs and all the broadcasters out there to Sin City Deliveries to present you a false opportunity. So they would say, hey,
bullshit. So he was doing it too?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Which ones?
Sin City.
Oh, Sin City is they call him Glitcher. Sin City is one of the OGs of the fraud.
Oh, yeah.
He was selling it. He was doing, and by the way, if I was a lawyer, which I'm not, I would be worried if I was Sin City's that I committed wire fraud, which is a felony, because Sin City was actually selling this information online. Okay, for a long time, for months. So this scam has been around, but see, this is like insider trading. This is an insider scam.
Yeah,
so that they were all profiting while we all lost, which is why a lot of the community is here with us today. That's so angry. They're like, oh no, these people. So I'm going to read this message real fast. DoorDash Rick says, Jeff, your insights are good, but the name calling of content creators is childish and it dilutes your message. Well, see, that's the point, Rick. I want to call them names because I need you to know that anybody that is selling you lies and glitching you. Anybody that's selling you payday loans and selling your fellow humans payday loans is not a credible source, and they're a piece of shit. So, Rick, if they don't like being pieces of shit that are predatory on their fellow humans, they should probably stop, would be my suggestion. I don't know. What do you think, Q?
I just feel like, look, different strokes for different folks. I let them crash out because it ain't go, whether or not, look, what they did is all they did was shine a light on people like us because we know we solid, we know we straight up. So look, they stunt their growth. That's
Yeah.
all it is. That's all it
So,
is. Like,
so this
that's
is
how
the
I'm
thing.
looking at it.
So I am not an IT guy. I was studying DoorDash and the gig industry. So I did 5,521 DoorDash deliveries. I was never taught Dasher. I never paid any attention to any stats, and I never had any status. The absolute best scenario that I ever found for DoorDash is to dash in the area where you live. Such that you can just be home chilling and not waiting in parking lots. Because as soon as you go waiting in parking lots and driving around waiting all day, they're going to drive you crazy. They're going to gaslight the shit out of you. So my only method that I could ever figure out to be really successful at it was just sit at home and chill until they gave me something worth moving for. Because otherwise it's just a fucking scam, right? Every order, there is no future, like there's no DoorDash heaven. Every order is a one-off. You either profit when you move your car or you don't. Don't ever believe that they're going to ask you to do something today that's going to benefit you tomorrow, because they might deplatform you tomorrow. They might.
You never know, and then yep. So no, I do all this with a grain of salt, and it's pretty much because I was doing some shit that was way riskier than this.
Right.
I was out the streets hustling. I was doing, you know what I mean. So this is minimum.
Yeah. So that's awesome, and the fact that you know that and you know that paradigm is excellent, but. Don't we want the world? I saw you kissing your honey goodbye. You got any kids, Quentin?
Yeah, I got a son.
Okay, so I got two kids. They're both adults, but I got two of them. Don't we want our kids to live in a world where they don't have to play rigged, gamified scams to survive?
Oh, all day, and that's why it's
that's why I'm here, brother. That's why I'm here.
That's why I tell people. I tell people, and they like, "Oh, are you worried about deactivation and all that?" I said, "Well, look, I guess I'm Huckleberry today. Then it's like I'm not going to just sit back now." What can I do about it? It's like, no, that don't mean because I have nuances about a job or DoorDash per se that I can't play ball. I know it's been weeks. Last month I made 50 over 5,200. So it's like I'm not. It ain't like that they fucked me over so bad, but I mean I know more often than not they trying to fuck me over. So it's like but whatever I can do to make it work for me at that moment. All it is a stepping stool, you guys. It's not nothing that's all you're gonna do is find the next hustle.
Right, but we shouldn't have to hustle forever and wake up wondering how we're going to keep a roof over our head. We should have some security and employment and a society that's at peace. Because if we lose all these retailers from the inner cities, there's no food, there's nowhere to live, it's in poverty. Are you going to want to be out dashing on those streets where you're going to get murdered? No, you're not. Right? If we don't keep the society together,
not when it's purged.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's the kind of world that DoorDash is driving, right? Where people have no stake in society anymore, and everybody's just out for themselves, like Pedro and Nugs and Sin City. They're just going to be out for themselves, scamming everybody, right? But we all got family. I don't want to be a predator of society. I want a society that my kids can live in.
I believe. Look, I'm hard with that. I believe, man. The real is gonna prevail, man. The people who solid, man, they gonna that fake shit. It don't even last so long. So people gonna know what's up once they be like, look. My thing is too is totally transparent. I've noticed that before I was even voiced. I never voiced on it, but I knew I'm asking people like, damn, I'm seeing and watching the videos, and I recognize some things that I don't.
Yeah, it doesn't pass the smell test. It doesn't pass the smell test.
So it's like my whole thing when I was doing my videos, I was like, man, I'm sure it all. If I gotta go live and just let them see it rolling, whatever I gotta do to show transparency, it is no lie. Look, and I have nothing to hide. I have nothing. I don't want you to lie to you or nothing like that to get you to view the video. My whole point of doing videos to show people what the experience like for people who would like to do it, and also utilize this platform, these apps to do something greater, invest in myself, pay off whatever I have to do, use it as a stepping stone to progress in life. Look, the main thing, 90% of your problems are what? Money related. It's nothing like, it's not with, I mean, we have a lot of mental health issues out here. Now let me take that percentage back a little bit. I say 80% of your problems are money related. It's not anything with who I am. I love me. It's always been the problem with not having enough capital to invest in myself, which, you know, is the whole point of fucking living. To be better, be greater. I just said here, I truly believe our only freedom is some sort of financial freedom. Other than that, there's no freedom.
Right. Well, so here, this is the problem. This is the problem, is that those oligarchs and corporations have hoarded the money supply. We don't have any. So, so this is the thing. This is why this scam is going to fall apart, Q. Not because of you or because of me, but DoorDash is destined to fail because it's a global scam. And so the AI has to fail, because if AI doesn't fail, we will. It's going to be either AI rules the world and humans are dead, or we survive and AI is going to take a huge step back. That's going to be the two-way we go. So here's one of the things we know that DoorDash can turn us off anytime it wants to, for any reason or no reason, right? But the same thing goes for us. All we got to do to put DoorDash out of business, we all deleted the app off our phone today. We can go out and delivering tomorrow. We can go out and make more money delivering tomorrow without DoorDash, because it's just a parasite. It's just a tapeworm. And like, we ain't here to feed the tapeworm that's living in our gut, stealing our nutrients. We want to shit that sucker out.
The only way they make an adjustment is by them fearing that. Exactly what you said. The only way they make an adjustment to change this pay rate, change, you know, really make some changes and do it publicly, like vocalize this shit, like, and do it publicly. The only way they do that if we have some power like that.
That's absolutely right. But here's another little secret, though. This is where it breaks down. There's a dual impossibility scenario with corporate AI, which means that the people that built it can neither explain it nor understand it. Right? It's a monster. They built the Frankenstein, and they can't control it either. So it's just going to eat humanity. And so what that means to us is that DoorDash could not reform this system if they wanted to, because if they reformed the system to pay us properly, they couldn't stay in business. So DoorDash is going to die because it's going to die, not because I want it to, not because you want it to, but because it's a global fraud that doesn't support making money. Now, there are people out there that want to profit off the global fraud as long as possible. Those are the traditional gig tubers like the Pedros and the Steve Johnson, Hydra Hodio, and rideshare guy and all that kind of stuff. Now, some of them do some good stuff, but they also sponsor a lot of fraud. And so we can't have that. In fact, you know, people want to ask, why are you mean to Pedro? Why are you mean to Steve Johnson, Hyde Chirahodio? Why are you mean to Steve Askin 13, who used to be Dad Dash? Well, they're scamsters. They're fraudsters. They're gamblers that are giving you bad gambling advice. And I don't fucking like those guys. If they're going to give good people in the world trying to survive and feed their families and keep themselves housed and drive a car bad gambling advice, I'm going to be on their ass. And I'm sorry if you don't like it. That's too fucking bad, because that's my job. That's what I do. That's what I like to do when I get up in the morning.
Hey, look, he have his reasons, you know. He have his reasons. I don't know any of them like that. So it's like, but until they I'm gonna do some more research, because I have had instances where I watch videos and I'm like, but I not so close, not enough to be like, damn, all right. But
well, my brother, that's why I wrote a book. So my book is free online for you, man. You can listen to the first you can listen to the first 3 chapters of my audiobook and the introduction while you drive today for free. You can just go to Substack, you go to any podcast, you'll be on the podcast channel too.
Look, I fucking just buy it, dude.
It's not for sale yet. It's going to be out in December. It's going to be out in December. I'm gonna make it available to everybody.
See, you talking about we shouldn't hustle. Look, you hustling me. You just hustled me.
Nah, I ain't never made a penny off this shit, brother. I'm a civil rights guy. I don't do this for money.
For sure.
I'll hustle you though. You just wait. I'm gonna profit off you like crazy.
Why don't you add the name of the pod? I do that right away. I subscribe.
Yeah. It's the full Dashclosure audiobook and podcast, and I'll do that. I'm gonna tag you.
You know how this is. We on live. Oh, let me write it down.
And so if you go to the early episodes, the first few episodes are the introduction and chapters 1, 2, and 3. And chapter 2 is really a special one to me, because it's my open letter to drivers. It's my open letter to drivers. And that's me personally speaking to drivers about my experience and why I think what I think. There's somebody on here called the DoorDash police. They're not the real cops. I'm not a big fan of real cops, but I love these DoorDash police. This is Brian. This guy's from Gig Apps Exposed, and he's also from the channel DoorDash Sucks. Both excellent names, because gig apps need to be exposed and DoorDash does in fact suck. He's now the DoorDash police, and the DoorDash police goes woo 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 because they scrape up all the scum off our streets like the Zach drives money trains on people. And so he writes, the gig apps are the biggest scam in human history. DoorDash is at the top of the pyramid scheme. That's true. That's actually what he writes there is very important fact. DoorDash is the biggest financial scam in human history, and it's being perpetrated right now in 27 countries.
Once I realized kind of like what was going. I said, man, look, they got the best business model I ever fucking seen, dude.
One could call it perfection.
They have the best business model I've ever seen that legally can fly. Like they let it. Oh my god, like dude, they not coming out of pocket for anything really. Like if anything, DoorDash is literally just providing. They provided the service and just let the customer, fight with us over what can pretty much.
Oh, they want to turn us against each other. They want us fighting in the streets while they profit, man. That's how why do you think the Pedro dipshit DoorDash Depends Santiago was selling the no trip, no tip thing for so long? Because he was dividing the people. He was riding around in his car and he goes, those fucking clowns, those evil clowns. Pedro just spending all the hate all day on the consumers. And other people do that. I hate these guys. I hate these guys. I'm like, well, why are you taking the order then, dude? That's I mean, you go around hate people all day for a profession? You're a fucking idiot is what you are.
That's crazy, dude. I remember, I've seen the, you know what, too? A lot of the content that filled me in is the shorts. Like, so I was catching a lot of his shorts and stuff, but that's funny as hell you said that because I hear it now. I hear it. That's why I hear no tip, no trip.
Well, it doesn't make any fucking sense because DoorDash is the one running the scam. DoorDash gives you every order. DoorDash gives you a certain amount of orders that have a tip. They give you a certain amount of orders that don't have a tip. DoorDash discourages people from making tips.
That's crazy you say that too, because look, I was noticing like unless I stay on overnight and type shit, they would cap me out at about $200, $250 a day, $200, and anything like that, it'd be hot and they slow me down, like literally.
Oh yeah. So this is the thing, right? They're gaslighting you, they're manipulating you in everything you do. Now you joined a good club though. See, you put yourself on the U-Rubes, so now they're watching you on the U-Rubes and they might throw you a couple extra bones. They might also deactivate you if they don't like the way you're doing something too, right? Like they did to the Glitch Dash. Somebody reported the Glitch Dash because he was telling too much of the truth, and they deactivated that guy. They decapitated him.
I'm wondering how I should have known, but you should have known once they let you let one person find out about that glitch, and it got out to another person. You should have known it was gonna catch on sooner or later. They was gonna catch on.
Well, see, they kept it secret for a pretty good long time because they were making a lot of money off that, selling that to each other and lying, and they got to make lots of good videos. See, Pedro and Nugs went out to I think they went to Vegas. I don't remember where those idiots went, but they went out and did an idiot fest where they went out and lied to you and scammed each other. It reminded me of playing Monopoly when I was a little kid with my brother and his friends. Like all three of us cheated shamelessly, and so it was just a game of cheating. And it was really fun. Like we played Monopoly cheating version. And I think lots of kids did. We all stole out of the bank. We embezzled. We ripped each other off when we went to the bathroom, right? But that's Pedro and Nugs, man. They just play the cheating Monopoly that kids play.
Dog, if I wish I had a glitch, I wish I had a damn glitch. All the dashing I've been doing.
Well, you do got it, brother. It's called airplane mode, and it's very easy to do, and nobody's ever been deactivated it for that we know of.
But I ain't gonna be the one to test that shit out.
but it's not tested. I mean, people are doing it all day, every day. This is what they do because
I heard about it.
Right.
But I ain't really need. Look, I've been. You know what? This is why I haven't used it. I've heard about it probably. What was that? Like a month and a half ago. Right after the time I started researching the dashing, I've heard about it. But I was dashing so good, and I was.
That's right.
Like you said, I was doing great.
So again, this is think of the glitch. The glitch isn't going to make you more money necessarily because DoorDash controls that, but the glitch is going to change the perception, which means you could stay home and glitch for a day to get your AR up and then go dash tomorrow with a high AR instead of having to take bad orders to keep your ARR right, or having to reject all those bad orders to keep your AR high, or whatever you got to do. You don't have to play their silly game. You can just cheat and then go out and make a video.
Yeah.
So that's what all these folks were doing. They were more using the glitch to cheat and lie and get themselves into top categories and things, while the rest of us were sucking what we call Heim tit. And we were taking the $2 orders because we wanted to be a top dasher. And if you turn down orders, you can't be a top dasher. So it's more of a big picture scam. It's not the key to riches. You can't just do the glitch and then you're going to get rich. It's the way you can misrepresent yourself and cheat the game a little bit.
It gives you an advantage. It gives you a huge advantage, actually.
Yeah, it gives you, and there are other glitches too. I mean, the report, somebody has said that there are 125 DoorDash glitches. I don't know if that's true or not, but that came from one of the
I don't even know one.
Yeah. Well, they're all over the place. And so, well, see, this is the point though. This is the point of it not being a real market. It's like 3-card Monte, right? They can do whatever I want, man. It's not a real market. So if they want to cheat you, they can have you make less today than yesterday. They can have you make more. They can deactivate you. They can give you good orders. They can give you bad orders. And remember, everyone around the country is being tested individually at all times. So there's unknown versions of this app. And so when you say, hey, here's what I'm seeing on my iPhone, the person in California is going to see a whole different app. So they use the divide and conquer. We never even get common information. And so I watch you, let's say I'm a new person, I watch you run around with DashinQ's. You said some really good stuff this morning because you buy inexpensive cars. You know it has to be a gig car. You know what it needs. You know how to fix it. You know all these different things. That gives you a huge advantage. But see, if I'm watching you and I just see you say, like, I'm top dasher and this is what's happening, I go, well, I'm going to go out today and be top dasher. Ain't going to work for me. Ain't going to work for me. I'm going to lose my pants. And so whenever you're telling people that you're top dasher, say, remember, this program is a scam, but it's a scam that's working for me today.
I asked him what I asked him too. I asked him, man, what's going on? I tell him too. I really get a feel for when somebody asks me, period, I tell them off the bat, because I show it all. I ain't had the bet. It ain't been peaches and cream. I've had moments. I've show all my moments. So it's like it don't, with or without it, but I've noticed a huge difference as far as when I didn't have it. Look, they unscheduling me. DoorDash is pulling the most. Like, literally, and I think it's like you said, I don't know, this is me speculating here. I think it's to push me to get the top dasher because
look, man, they want your handsome face advertising for them. Look at how handsome you are.
Dude, I'm getting literally, like, I'm scheduling a week out at a time, and then for some reason, I get up to dash, about to hit the dash now button. I hit the dash now button, they let me do a delivery and kick me off the schedule. And I'm blocked out of the schedule for at least like 3-4 hours at a time. This has happened like 4 times.
Maybe listen, man, DoorDash may have a crush on you. Tony Hsu may be watching you. Harry Campbell may be watching you.
No lie, I kind of got a crush on them too, though.
Yeah, I'm positive that woman that kissed you before she left is better than DoorDash. I'm just fucking positive.
Oh, fuck yeah. Crazy part is we get into it about it sometimes. I'm like, oh, like damn, I'm in this relationship, this entanglement.
Yeah, but you know, DoorDash and the gig economy has a way of eating up your time because they always want you to be out there. And so people ended up working these 60, 80-hour weeks. And then they tell people, well, I'm making $40,000. Well, you're working 100 hours a week, son. And plus, that's gross. That's before expenses, right?
I mean, honestly, the most I ever worked was probably like 50, but on an average, I work probably like 42. I work I'm full-time hours. I work like 42, probably.
But that's hard, right? That's a lot of hours dashing, man.
Not really, though, because I don't even consider it work. I literally don't. That's why I'd probably be going like the way
and that's good. That's good because you're listening to your own music, and right now it's a little fresh. But remember, they want you to feel that way. They want you to feel like, oh, this ain't that shitty, but it'll get there. It'll get there.
Yeah, they want you because, look, and it all comes down to this. They once they implemented that hourly, they told on themselves with that. Once they implemented the per hourly rate, you knew you was a worker then. You knew you was a worker before. You just wanted to believe what everybody was saying. I'm independent.
That's right.
You knew you was a worker before, but you just wanted to believe what everybody else was saying.
And so let's talk about these magic categories for a second. Like if I waved a magic wand today and everybody that worked for DoorDash now got paid on a W-2 rather than a 1099, it wouldn't change anything. You would still be the only thing it could possibly change is if the work rules changed, where you now had a minimum wage, where you now had some kind of work standards or something else. If they're going to fleece you, manipulate you, and exploit you with corporate AI, it doesn't matter whether you call yourself an employee, an independent contractor, or a fuzzy rabbit. You can call yourself any of those things that you want to call yourself. You can call yourself Glitcher. You can call yourself the DoorDash police. You can call yourself whatever you want. They're still going to exploit you the same. And so they're playing all kinds of mixed direction, right? They played misdirection with this fake name of independent contractor when there is no independence in a rigged game. They're playing the all these different programs that are fake. The gig economy is fake. It's just the economy. It's just a replacement for real employment and transparency and truth with AI. The gig economy is nothing but a replacement for transparency and truth and a real economy with corporate AI that will be a money printing machine for oligarchs and will literally kill humanity. That's what it is. Man, I wish it was something else. I don't want this to be here during my lifetime. I don't want to experience the pure evil of corporations trying to kill us all. But that's what this is. That's what this is. And if we don't ultimately all get together and turn it off all at the same time, it's going to turn us off. I ain't being turned off. You're going to have to kill me first. I ain't being turned off. You can't. I don't got a switch and you ain't putting a switch on me. See?
I really feel like this too at this point. There's so many blinds being put over our eyes with everything in our lives, like from everything, the television we watch, from everything. So I've had this philosophy since I've been, of age and of intellect, like this type of intellect, coming to this type of knowledge that look, I can't change this mother. I can change it a little. I feel like in the things we do, as far as the impact we do as a people, we can change it, but I can't do it myself. So look, just let me play ball. I just want to play ball.
Well, so here's how we really play ball. Is we all stay awake and conscious. We all use our noodles. We think like you do. We got to think independently. We can play games. We can play games, but we got to know we're playing games.
You know what ball is to me? What when I say I want to play ball, I don't mean no fucking one income. I'm talking about 6-7 different incomes, that type of way. Look, day trading and all. Well, I don't have to work for another motherfucker. So what I'm doing is I'm taking these little funds from DoorDash and they stacking up. And one of these fucking days, happy days, and I'm gonna roll it out. It's all on my content. I day trade all these different little hustles. It's gonna come together in a big ball, and you're gonna see why the hell I was doing DoorDash.
Well, so
it wasn't because of DoorDash. I know these fuckers are scammers. I know the top 1%. I know how these fuckers play. These are investment groups who invested in these type of companies. That's right. Now, lo and behold, fucking DoorDash is joins the NASDAQ. Oh yeah, we know what time it is. So my advice to you, if you're DoorDash and doing any gig app, I love these apps because look, it gave me a way out. It found, I say I love it because like I ain't gotta sell a fucking crack rock to a crackhead no more. I ain't gotta look behind my back. I work a job, but I'm using these as stepping stools to get what the fuck I want out of this beautiful life we have.
Yes, sir. And
it's a dirty game though.
As long as we know that these stepping stones are games, right? So we're playing Mario Kart.
It's all a game.
We're playing Mario Kart. So you're a good Mario Kart player. They're playing you to play Mario Kart today. Play Mario Kart, but don't think it's not a game.
A good one. I thought I was good until I found out about these motherfuckers. I thought I was good. I got to do some research. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So here's the thing. Now this is going to go with day trading too. Remember that artificial intelligence will never be sentient. It's not going to be us. It's never going to have feelings or anything. Fuck artificial intelligence. It has no soul, no spirit. Fuck it, man. It's a computer program. It's a computer program.
Yeah, it's more. Day trading is more treacherous than this.
Yeah, it is. But here's the thing. Artificial intelligence rules day trading too. There ain't no humans making big money on day trading. It's the artificial intelligence that's milking the other. So there's the winners and there's the suckers. Like, which you gonna be? There's the winners and the suckers because it's all a rigged game. Now, if we talk real freedom would be kicking DoorDash out of the door and we all just go out and contract directly with restaurants and get paid what we're worth. That would be real freedom. But see, DoorDash, we got to put DoorDash out of business to make that happen. And we will. Well, DoorDash is going to put itself out of
and that can happen. It's just it has to be, in this conversation is a start of it. It has to be, and everything that's ever been created was an idea before it was created. So they plotted on us. We just have to plot back. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
And the only way it's going to work if we come together and do it. It's not going to work as an individual. We don't have enough power.
And see, that's why I wanted to talk to you this morning, because all I knew that all I had to do was tell you a couple more things to wake you up, and now you're going to look deeper. Now you're going to look deeper, and you're not going to be victimized anymore, because you weren't being victimized that bad this morning. You had about 90% of the right idea. About 10% of it you had up your ass, though, and I couldn't let that happen to you, my brother. I want you to know the 100%, because that last 10% is what's going to kill you, right?
Yeah,
they're going to suck you. They're going to suck you into the 90% that sounds pretty good, and then the 10% is going to finish you the fuck off.
Facts. I'm there. I'm 100% there. Now, look, I halfway through, like a 1/4% through the conversation, when we start talking about this, I already knew I got what you were saying. It's just,
but we got to now. We got to help our fellow person, right? We got to help our drivers on the road. We got to help. We got to help the people you're broadcasting to, because when you tell the truth, that means you're going to win today and tomorrow. We want to win the long.
What I'm gonna do is now that you said that does put it in now. I'm gonna make sure I be very detailed about it, as far as the intricacies. So
and think like anything that they do to you, like if you get a reward for Top Dasher, go, why are they giving this to me? What do they want from me?
Oh yeah,
everything they're giving to you, they want to take back. Everything they're giving to you. So if they give you a funny prize today, that's because they want something from you tomorrow. And you just think about yourself, what do they want from me? What are they going to try and get me to do for this? Because these are poverty pimps. These are poverty pimps. They're selling you poverty. Poverty pimps.
$2.50 for 10 miles. That's what they want.
Yeah. Go walk off a cliff for $2. They said it's a good idea. Pedro said so. Pedro said it's a good idea.
Go get your flat tire. And pay that $200 for this damn $10 order. This $8 order.
Ida Hat said something really important here, and it's like this God's voice. Here's the problem. Is that when we take black box AI, it's impossible to understand. It's impossible to explain, even for DoorDash. So when we take that black box AI and we put it out, it's like the God speaking, right? They know everything. They know the consumer, they know the merchant, and they know us, and they know the market, and they know the price, everything. This is like an omnipotent God playing you. You are a non-player character, right? You're just a little robot. You are now an icon of AI. It doesn't matter what you think you are. You're an icon of AI. Now, you got to just remember, they're putting you out in one of the riskiest jobs in the world, which is last mile delivery driving. 1 out of every 5 professional company-employed Amazon drivers was injured on the job in 2021. 1 out of every 5. I didn't say 1 out of every 5 had accidents. Probably 90% had accidents, but 1 out of every 5 was injured on the job. So if you want to know how dangerous this is, and they want you to use your own car, your own insurance, your own food, your own time, your own maintenance, your own phone, everything else, like this is the most horrible scam. Let's look at this from a money perspective, just real quick. So if you have a W-2 job, there's something called a loaded cost of employment. So if I'm 7-Eleven and I'm going to hire Q to come work at my counter, I might hire him at $10 an hour, but it's going to cost me $16 an hour to employ him, because I got to pay Social Security, I got to pay payroll taxes, I got to pay state and local taxes, I got to have all this infrastructure to employ Q. It's going to cost me $16 an hour. Now, what if I could waive the magic 7-Eleven gig economy? And this would happen someday if we let it, that 7-Eleven counter people will now be people that don't work for 7-Eleven. They'll just be gig workers that can work a register, and all the registers will be the same. So we'll just pull in any gig worker to work the register. So, but give me just one more minute while I explain it. So if we go from $16 it takes to employ you at 7-Eleven. Now, if I make you a gig worker, now I'm just going to give you $10 to work at the counter at 7-Eleven as a gig worker. So I'm saving that $6. Now, wait, there's more. But see, you got to buy your own uniform. You got to pay for your gas to get there. I'm going to send you on errands and deliveries on 7-Eleven in your own car. And so you're actually going to come home with $6 an hour. So you just went from 7-Eleven, me, Mr. Corporate CEO of 7-Eleven, because I went to Duke Business School. I'm an oligarch. So I am now going to take an employee that I used to pay $16 an hour, and I'm now going to get him at the bargain price of $6. Am I winning or not? Am I winning? I'm a winning motherfucker, right?
He's super winning.
That's the gig economy. I just explained the entire gig economy to you. You take an employee and you make him an independent contractor who pays all his expenses and isn't independent. You're a winner. That's the most evil plan in the history, man. It's called slavery.
Pay none of the medical, none of that shit. They winning.
Nothing. Oh shit, I don't even know you. Wait a minute. It ain't whether I pay you. I don't know you. I have never heard of you. You're not on my financial statement. I don't know your name. I don't pay you.
On top of not paying, look, on top of not paying you base pay, like not paying you nothing.
Dude, listen, there's going to come a time where they're going to want you to pay for a license to do gig work to be enslaved. This is how deep this shit's going, man. They're going to charge you money so that you can be a BMW delivery. And you're going to go, I want to do BMW deliveries for $10. And they're going to go, well, it's going to cost you $20 for a BMW license to deliver cars. But on the third one, you'll be making a profit. They're going to charge you to work. There is no end.
It's some large order program that's supposed to, they glitch you in without you being invited.
Well, that's right. And so there's glitches for that. There's gangs that tell each other how to get into these programs, that help each other survive, that help each other with AdSense. I mean, Pedro and Nugs and Sin City, all these people were also part of a viewing cabal that was making money off AdSense. So they were exploiting the community by getting all these views and telling the same scripted story from DoorDash to lie to people. So that's the thing. I mean, people want to know, why am I after like the Steve Askin 13s, the gamblers, the Pedros, the Nugs, the Kim Side money plans, all the liars, Steve Johnson, Hyde Chirahodio, all these people that are exploiting you. Why am I after you? Because they're part of the scam. They joined Team Evil. They joined DoorDash, which is Team Evil. They're right up there. And look, they are, whether you know it or not, getting their directions from DoorDash, right? DoorDash sends out well, they used to before Glitchgate ruined it. Like, here's our topics. Let's talk about Red Card. If you watch Pedro and Zach and some of these other idiots are begging you to do shop and pay with the red card. Pedro's practically in tears going, please, you got to use the red card.
Like, I've been seeing that lately, though. At first, y'all, motherfuckers, they used to shit on everything, and now everybody's talking about red card shopping pay.
That's because they got the DoorDash memo that said, we need fucking shopping pay. Pedro, you got to pimp the red card. Pedro, you got to poverty pimp the red card. So what does Pedro do? Pedro's a fucking team player, man. Pedro's a team player. Pedro's going to pimp the red card. You got to use your red card. Got to use your red card. Got to use your red card. And so you see the other people singing the same song about the red card. Why? Because they work for DoorDash, either directly or indirectly. Don't fucking matter. They're singing the song. So somebody asked real quickly, and I believe our friend disappeared from it, but somebody asked the interesting question of what is a manifesto? And I assume that you asked what is a manifesto because you were asking, like, is Jeff Black's opinion on the gig economy like a manifesto? And the answer is no. A manifesto is heavily based upon philosophy and opinion. There you are, my friend. Add you back. A manifesto is that somebody asked about is about somebody's philosophy and life and opinion. Like a famous manifesto was the Unabomber who locked himself up and sent mail bombs. That guy had a manifesto about humanity and technology, but that wasn't a research project. That wasn't a book like Full Dashclosure where we're talking about the system and AI and drivers and stuff. So what I'm putting out is not a manifesto. Like, nobody wants Jeff Black's opinion on humanity, or if you do, you can listen to me. I say it pretty often. The book Full Dashclosure is about DoorDash and the gig economy and the scam from an academic and factual and data science perspective. And you can read that for yourself for free. And when it's published in December, you'll be able to get yourself a copy, and gig workers that can't afford it will still get a copy. I'll tell you that. So this book is for everybody. This book is for the world. But again, if somebody asks a good question, is this a manifesto? No, because it's not about my fucking opinion. I mean, look, I'm more interested in Q's opinions today than I am of my own. Opinions are just opinions. We need facts here. We need to know what's really going on in this world. We need to know if DoorDash is a force for good or evil, and it's a force for evil. Like, that's what we need to know. That's a fact, right? So now we can put our thinking caps on and then go, okay, these evil corporations, when they're asking us to do something, what are they going to get for it? What are they taking from us in exchange for our labor and time? Well, our autonomy and our consciousness. I ain't willing to trade by autonomy and consciousness. So that's a no.
Right.
I might trade my time for money, but that's called a job.
Right. It's a job. Right.
So I ain't trading my time for happy wishes and unicorns. I don't need your happy wishes and unicorns.
Hell no.
I need a job with some fucking guaranteed pay, with some benefits, with my expenses paid by the corporation that's driving those expenses, and with me not getting killed by inflation and gas prices. That's what I fucking need, and that's what you fucking need too. Like, just because we dipping in the sewer to feed ourselves right now doesn't mean that's the way we want to live.
That's why I say this and tell people, it's not the all ends be all. You shouldn't just resort just to this. You also should also research and study on other ways you can make money. Don't rely on just one source of income.
Because we got to go back to the risk.
We have no security. I really feel like there's no security in anything these days. Even
there isn't.
Jobs.
There isn't. These guys could turn us off for any reason or no reason overnight and leave us in destitute conditions. So here's the thing. Best defense is a good offense. I'd turn them off before they turn me off. What do you think?
Facts. You got to figure out the best way you can do it.
You got to figure out the best defense is a good offense. We don't want to be on the defensive against AI. They're going to beat our pants off forever. Look, man, this is science. This is the biggest scam in the history of the world perpetrated on humanity. We're going to have to join together to beat it. That's just a fact.
That's the only way, man. The only way.
Well, my brother, it has been more than a true pleasure to spend my morning with you, both in your chat and mine. I think you're going to put this up on your channel, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm going to put this up on my channel. It's already there. You have my permission, sir, to share any and all of my work in any way you want. You don't need to ask any permission. You can share my old videos, my new videos. You can share my book. Do whatever the fuck you want, because I like you.
I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna get my criticism on it.
Yeah, do it, man. Do it. Hey, look, there's nothing that I would like. I have not had anybody give me a correction yet, but no writer likes to put out bad information. Anybody find a correction for me in my book, I'll be the happiest guy ever, because I don't want to print things that ain't true.
Right.
I don't want to print anything that ain't true. You find out where I'm wrong.
I'm most definitely let you know.
Yeah, for sure. Well, this has been some episode of the Full Dash Closure audiobook and podcast. My friend here is DashinQ, also known as DashinQ 23 on the YouTubes. You can see him both on his channel. You should also go over to my friend's Hot Facts with Robert Reese. Watch an excellent 1 hour plus video with DashinQ and Robert Reese talking. I think I even called Robert Reese at the end of that video. I may have, because I got a little crusty.
Yeah.
And so you go watch that. I am Dad Dash, JeffThomas Black, and we're going to see you later. You all have a good college football Saturday, and go Ducks, right?
Oh, no. Go Colorado.
Where are we going to go? What's your team, DashinQ?
I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan. It's not so much of a team, but I'm a huge fan of Triumph. I'm a huge fan. I want to see Colorado do something amazing this year.
All right, Colorado. Well, the Ducks, we whooped their ass a couple weeks ago, but I'm gonna be rooting for Colorado against USC today. That game is probably about in the second half right now. When we logged onto this, it was 7-0 USC, but I don't know what it is right now.
Yeah, we'll find out. It's tough one. They're gonna have a tough game. So
yes, sir. Pac-12's tough this year. Hey, everybody, have a great day. Thank you, my friend DashinQ, Quentin.
Yeah.
Peace and love, brother.
Yep.